talent, and when we start to talk about people in our organizations, they're the pinnacle and they're the center of everything. And I think building on that, I think it's so important for South African businesses to really start to look at their people in a different way. When I say a different way, what can we do creatively as a community of business people, or whether we are HR talent practitioners from the entry level sort of space all the way right to the top? What can we start to do differently around people in terms of building capabilities, competence, leadership, create jobs? So as a South African, as a professional, as a person that is really, really loving people and human capital in our organizations, it really is the heartbeat and the center of everything and the center of success in organizations today. There's this new awakening, and suddenly your softer issues have become harder issues around the boardroom table. So it's no longer a luxury to think about employee engagement or to think about a very, very happy, conducive, productive working environment. A new social contract with staff is in place. So the dynamics and how leaders in different organizations work and how they manage their people has certainly shifted. And I think that's what makes it so important, is because the heartbeat of people and how we motivate them and how we get the productivity levels up in the way that organizations want, it means that we actually need to start to take our people seriously and start to be cognizant of what's important and how do we really lift these people up to be the best that they absolutely can be. And that for me is what's so exciting about the shift and the changes that we're seeing of late. Talent is about, you're attracting and you're deploying and recruiting and developing and all of those kind of things. But like I said, let's take that and take people as the heart of our businesses. And let's take the changing future 21st century workplace and let's wrap that around the creativity and the innovation that we need, particularly in South Africa, around building jobs, about looking for talent in the places that we haven't traditionally looked. Every single person in South Africa has the capability of being great. And that for me is where our first premise or our first start should be as organizations. And let's start to look at things in a different way about building this nation and about building the greatness that each and every one of us have. And I think if we start to be these change agents, every single person in business, whether, irrespective of where you sit in terms of your level, if we all start to harp on that same sentiment and that same enthusiasm for making a difference and really starting to shift South Africa into a new space, I really, really believe that we're going to start to achieve the most incredible things that we need to from a business and from a people point of view. Managers, leaders have an exceptionally important role, and I mean we've seen leadership, as a continuous perennial issue every single year. It doesn't matter what surveys, what data you look at, we're always grappling with leadership. But I think what's also important is if we can find that uniqueness in each and every single individual. And instead of trying to put people into this box, that everyone needs to be in this box of what the supposed excellence looks like, it's about a manager's role of really igniting the greatness in you. And not everybody's meant to be a CEO, and not everybody is meant to be, right at the top. Sometimes people want to stay at different particular levels, and it's about the greatness in them for that moment in time. And I think the job of a manager particularly is about taking people to that edge and taking people to a space and a place that they actually didn't know that they're capable of doing and experiencing. And that's where the magic starts to happen. And that's why what you do as a manager and your role as a leader is so critical in being this change agent and shaping our workforce in South Africa, because you have to lead your people to the edge in a safe, but we have to take them to the edge so that they know, wow, I didn't know that I'm capable of doing that. Gosh, can you imagine if I studied harder than that? Can you imagine if I worked through the night and do that? And that's what our role is to really, really ignite that greatness, as you say, in every single person that we come across.